Hello, hello, and welcome to the Angel Channel. We are back again only because I think we're meant to be. It feels really good to be here. I was just thinking as I was listening to that intro, Brian, about how organic everything we're doing right here is. It's all your artwork, my putting the production together, the music, even down to the music that we were just listening to. What was that music?
Well, what's kind of crazy about that music is the piano parts were constructed using the words angel channel as the musical sequence. Like I do numerology for all of the letters in the word, and then those numbers have musical equivalents. So it's been really cool. That worked out amazingly well. I'm just
Amazing,
so excited.
amazing. Helen Wagner's out there saying hello, Michael. What's up, Helen? Welcome to the Angel Channel. I hope you've subscribed to the YouTube. Oh, you're on Facebook. Go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe for us. We want to build up our subscribers. We want to build up the Angel Channel into more of like an angel community, I think. And it's really awesome, man. And we see Tammy out there. What is up, Tammy? Hi, guys.
What's up,
Jilly's out
girls?
there. Hola, Jilly. Grace Grella's out there. Awesome. See, we're already building an amazing community. I'm excited.
Yeah,
This feels good.
I had a reading with a private reading with Grace today, and man, I've got to tell you, that thing just blew me away.
Oh,
Didn't ask for a money or anything.
oh, so awesome to hear that. Grace is an amazing human being and angel energy herself, I believe. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Well, let's get underway. Like this is going to be a really crazy show. It's almost like Christmas in a way for me because it's the 11:11 show, and in angel terms, 11:11 is one of the highest vibrations and represents a portal straight to the source. And the, yeah, we'll get into talking more about the 11:11 thing here shortly, but we're going to do some magic. Like there's an open portal, like right there, waiting for you to send your desires and your greatest wishes for your greatest good. And we're going to do a group blast here in a few minutes. The song that opened the show is by a very good friend of mine named Heaven, and she is a really wonderful little singer from Brooklyn, and that song, I don't know, lifts me like to the peaks every single time. What's up, Rick?
Rick found us. I was in the middle. Remember, we were in the middle of typing. I'm like, oh my god, we got to go on, and I didn't finish typing to him where to go, but he found us. Thank you for finding us. And Helen Wagner moved over to YouTube and subscribed. Where's my bell? Boom, boom, boom. I have my bell.
Really super excited about having being on the show, and I hope she'll wind up being a little regular because in addition to her music being amazing, she's a little angel herself. She is just
Totally
amazing positive energy, and I enjoy being in her.
You didn't tell me you were thinking about that. I love the idea, though. That would be phenomenal to have her here hanging out with us all the time.
So, what angel stuff have you had this week, Michael?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if it's angel related. I just feel that things are changing very drastically for me in good ways. A lot of the things that have been blocking my what's the word I'm looking for? My just moving forward, blocking my not my success, because I feel that's too final, but what's the word I'm looking for? Holy moly, I hate it when my vocabulary gets lost in this mess. But my improvement step by step, I feel like is becoming more and more noticeable. Things that I'm trying to make happen, or things are clearing to make them happen. So I think that's progress. Thank you, Jilly. Jilly put that word back in my head, right in the right place. Thank you.
So I've been going doing some crazy angel photography this week that we'll show here in a
Oh,
little bit. Let's go
yeah.
ahead and bring Heaven on. I wanted to talk to her a little bit before we get into the fray of the.
Awesome. All right. Well, without further ado, then let's welcome to the show, Heaven. What's up, Heaven?
Yay!
Yay!
Heaven, what's up? Thanks for coming back and playing.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. I was honestly I gotta mention this. I was really interested in what you were saying about the numerology of and the notes and how
Yep.
you did that. That was really interesting to me. The other day I saw sound bowls. So it's different sound bowls have different frequencies.
Yeah.
And that's how they produce each note. But
Right.
it was like a photograph of like the different patterns that the sound bowls make with each note.
Mhm.
And I don't know, just like kind of reminding me of this like geometrical just like
Well, have you ever gotten into cymatics by any chance?
no.
Cymatics is where, like, with the solfeggio tones and like the tone for like 138 for hertz for ohm. Like when you put the we did this thing where we put sugar on top of a flat piece of metal. And underneath that was a really deep bass that was just playing that pure tone. And that tone took that sugar and separated it into really different, really specific patterns. And every note has a different pattern. It's something super cool you would really enjoy if you'd be into it. It's called cymatics with a C, CYMATICKCS, actually. Yeah. So that's really amazing. I wanted to ask you if you had there we go.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's just the tone making that. So I wanted to ask you if you've had any angelic experiences or if you have any good angel stories to share.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really angelic weekend where I felt on top of my connection making. Sometimes I feel like I can be in a moment where I have like great drought in being able to like have words flow or like meet people or even get myself to go out to meet people. And this weekend it was shining. I met a lot of people who will hopefully have like lasting places in my life, and then people who are already in my life who were just like the relationships are clicking, the love is flowing. So that's really my angel experience right now, is like feeling like green light. Yeah, and I'm taking advantage of it all.
You know what, the vibrations you put out is what you attract.
I was just going to say that's such an attestament to that. Like as you start to grow and achieve these understandings, that's what kind of starts to surround you. People who are at that level of understanding. You know,
it's true.
I got to let my cat out. She's scratching over here at the door. I want to get out of this room.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So this whole 11/11 thing. A month ago, this is a really magical little spot right here. And a month ago, we experienced a solar eclipse on a new moon. Do you have any? Can you pull up one of those pics out of that file?
Sure. Hold on one second.
And what was really magical about that time? Solar eclipses always wind up being things that being a clearinghouse of things that are outmoded in your life and no longer serve you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another couple of those in there.
Oh, and another way that rings true for me, I'm doing sobriety kind of run for myself, not drinking for 100 days, and I'm a month in. So actually, right when this is happening, yeah.
Awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, that's a really good habit to establish.
That's awesome. Thank you, Grace. Grace is watching on both platforms.
Enjoy it in another way, not like so centered around alcohol and stuff.
You know,
I see a lot of people doing that. A lot of events are alcohol free, and yeah. That's great.
There's like
a happier life.
And I'm in Brooklyn, and honestly, I'm in Brooklyn, and there's like a lot of really cool spaces that do like non-alcoholic mocktails. So it's like bringing these like into the public sphere. So it's like you have actual places that you can go to have like a nice drink, but it's not like necessarily alcohol, you know, where it's
messing up your system. And yeah, it's great. That's great.
You know, it's great when you realize that those things wind up being like a filter in between you and your connection.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just hate that feeling now. It's like when I'm not like really, I can't feel it, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dull. It's dull.
So, on the subject of outmoded habits, that's what one of the things the eclipse is really good for. And that happened to happen on the new moon as well, which is the time when good things are planted. So there was the scenario where the old was being washed out and the fertile ground for newness and what really is good for you was being laid. So now a month later, we're at a new moon again, and with the date 11/11. And 11/11 a lot of times can go one way or the other, which is like, I love that picture. It can go one way or the other, where it's like washing out the outmoded stuff, or it can be replacing and letting you see the pathway to your biggest self, and to realize the abilities and the multiplicity of energetic possibilities that live within us that we haven't realized at all. And since this happens a month after an eclipse already came and like washed everything out, this is an amazing, amazing moment for materializing what you want for your greatest good. And the 11/11 winds up being a signal to you to wake up and to realize that the energy that's inside you, and we're gonna do an energy like build up and blast out here shortly, that the energy inside you, your light inside you, is infinite, and it is an actual piece of God. It's a connection to God all the way back to the source. And when you realize that that is really part of you, and that's not just something outside of you or some abstract concept, it gives you this ability to see yourself as an unlimited creative being.
Yeah.
And that even as we're speaking right now, we're writing our new reality. And that is an amazing moment. And that happens all the time. But right now, there is a big portal, like open right straight to the soul.
I love it. That's exactly what I was saying too when I was talking about the intro and everything we're doing right here, Brian, is so organically your energy, my energy, the collective energy of everybody watching. It's like it's like so, and we're connecting it through this digital medium, and I think that's really, I don't know, there seems to be some really great significance through it. And
are you guys I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, baby.
Are you guys familiar with Alex Gray?
Of course.
I got to exhibit next to Alex Gray in Art Basel about 6 years ago.
Wonderful.
One of the greatest moments of my life.
So I just went to COSM for the first time, the museum in upstate New York.
Crazy.
Yeah, I went on Friday, and what just reminded me of that was when you were talking about God and how, like, when we don't really have to look far. There was one piece in the exhibit that it's a mirror, and it's like the size of like from it's like a person size, and then in the middle there's just like kind of like it's like not shaved, it's like frosted, and then it's just like a beam, kind of like a circle, and then it just says God, but it's a mirror, so it's like kind of the representation of like it's all always inside of us, like we're all kind of connected and like part of this like God, so just wanted to share that.
Oh, that's amazing. Helen, I'm sorry you're feeling low. This is making you feel low. We do love you, and Helen's a good friend of mine, and she struggles like this, and it's okay. We do love you. It's okay. Do whatever you got to do. You're here in spirit. You came, you showed up, and that's all that matters to me. You switched platforms, you subscribed, and we love you. So thank you. And Jilly says, let the emotions flow, surfacing to heal. Yes. Bravo, Jilly. Very true. Let the emotions flow. I do, you know what? And I appreciate you saying that, Jilly, because I do very often respond to Helen and message her and say, oh, don't be so down. Don't be so down. And you're right. She should, if that's what she wants to do and that's what she needs to do, that's what I should let her do.
I wish
And
she would have
she'll,
stuck around for the energy boost, though, because I think
well, if you're still around, Helen, stick around, because
Listen,
Brian has got some amazing things to offer to the world. So I'm always grateful for being able to be a part of this. So
yeah, there's no need to be prisoner to that.
that's right.
And you know, life is about feeling your bliss. You know, Grace and I were talking about Joseph Campbell today, and the whole like, whoa, follow your bliss kind of scenario. When you're following your bliss and you're feeling your joy, you know, there's no way that life can't be anything but joyful and happy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And and
So,
I feel like also, just sorry to interrupt, but I feel like once you start feeling that and getting there, you're like, man, that was easy. You know what I mean? Like that's all I needed to do. You know what I mean? Like just
you know,
refocus my energy. So let's build up the energy.
the collection of choices, emotions, and circumstances that make up the person that we think we are we think that's solid and like that's the way we are, but that's complete bullshit. And by moving your perspective over, concentrating on changing your color and your aura to another version of yourself, you wind up looking at exactly the same circumstances, but come to a whole nother conclusion. And that makes you realize that the you think is you, it's the you show the world is just a particular, conglomeration of a lot of different bits that aren't permanent. You have control over changing those. It's not always easy, never is easy actually, but it's way possible and way worthwhile. You can be whoever you want to be, in essence. So I wanted to mention Jilly, since she raised such a good question. Jilly makes these organites. I call Jilly and I call them orgs, and they're full of they're resin shapes, and like this one has some little copper thing on the back and an inscription, and they're very, very cool. And I hadn't really had much experience with them. Jilly sent me a couple a while back, and I've been playing with them and lighting them up, and they are a real deal. So we're in the middle right now of producing, like with each of the angels, in the manual, there's a stone associated with each angel. So we're going to wind up doing 72 angel orgs, one for each angel, with the whatever stone was in there, and light this thing up. And man, I'm having the best time. It's such an amazing area of exploration for me. And you're in New York, Haddon, you should hook up with Jilly and cop one. They're
that's very cool. I was just holding mine up. She made one specifically for me, and I talked to her about, like I really wanted to get some for my family. I told her a couple, so we're in mid conversation about getting some organite. It's all, you're calling them orgs, and I just want to expand on that. If anyone has heard of organite, that's what they are. They're organite is an actual thing. When Julie started telling me about it, I'm like, organite, what is that? Is that a thing? And I saw a bunch of information, and it's a real thing. I forget, Julie knows the scientist who discovered, I don't know, Brian, maybe you do, who discovered the whole power of it and created the whole science, or
Fredrickson.
Yeah, so really cool stuff. Yeah, awesome. Very excited for you guys, Julie and Brian. Nice.
All right, well, let's get down to business here.
Yes, let's do it.
What we are going to do is create a sacred space, and then I'm going to have everyone get centered and draw all their energy into their solar plexus, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's just above your belly button, right in the center of your body. And those energy centers are really closer to your spine. They're right in the middle of you. And that's your energy center. And we're going to gather that energy, and then we're going to connect everyone up in a little energy vortex. And then be thinking about what you, like, if you could ask the universe for anything, what would that be? And we are going to send those intentions out after we get really jacked up and full of juice. So first thing we're going to do is create a sacred space, and just out of interesting point, this particular bowl is in C sharp, and C sharp is 138 hertz, and that also happens to be the vibration of the word Om. So as we're doing this, we're clearing the space, we're bringing in good energy, and we're creating a vortex and a sacred space in this particular space. All right, so I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. We create a sacred space, a place where the energy flows between us, and where we offer our gratitude and thanks back to the source. We raise our bliss, and we drop everything from the day, and we are here in this moment and this moment only. And I ask that our angels be with us this evening and participate in this and feed us information along the way and help us in our growth. We are asking for that participation from you and freely and happily invite you into our sphere. Whew. I never want to talk after that. It seems
Wow,
like
dude, that was crazy.
Okay, so what I want you to do is go inside yourself. Imagine that you're the Statue of Liberty and your body itself is just a shell like that. So you're inside your body and you pulling all of the energy 360 degrees from the top, behind, the bottom, in front of you, and you're pulling all your energy from the sides of your shell into your solar plexus and just making that ball bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And with each breath, intake of breath, just imagine that flow going into that ball. And just keep pulling it in until it gets bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter. Now it's like the sun coming out of the middle of your body. It's just huge and just burning with your internal fire. And that is the creative fire of life. That is the actual peace of God that connects us all and connects us back to the source all the time. And it just keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Okay, now we're going to take those pieces of light, all of us, all over the country, all over the world, and we're going to connect those and create a vortex of love and gratitude and bliss and the desire for our knowledge and the evolution of our light. Okay, now in your mind, form what would be your greatest wish. What would you like to materialize in your life? What would you like to materialize in your energy? Just give that a second or two to just let that formulate in your brain. Just go with what you feel and not necessarily what you think. we live in a space, in our energetic space, that's a particular energetic frequency, but above us, many times, connected by our energy fields, our auras, and the different bands of our auras that go out infinitely. There are many other us's, more evolved us's living along the way, all the way to back to the source. So I would like for you to consolidate your wish and send that through the portal all the way back to the source, understanding that you're already the source yourself and that you're going home and connecting to the broader scope of where you actually belong. I ask for bliss for myself and to share with others. I ask for the fullest manifestation of my creative potential. And I would ask that the work we're doing reaches out to people that could use it and find it helpful, and help those others along the path as well, that we all might share the road into bliss. And with absolute gratitude, absolute unconditional love, we send that wave of energy. Take a deep breath and push it as hard as you can. I'm so deeply grateful. Thank you with all my heart. Whew. Man, that was yummy.
Wow, dude. Holy crap. I don't know about anybody out there, but yeah, dude. Wow.
So hold that energy. And let's keep this. Let's see if we can keep this bubble happening, because I don't know about where you're at, but it is
cooking.
It's pristine space at the moment.
It's cooking. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's talk about the next angel card.
All right, let's get into it. We've got
Yole Yolel. Yeah, Yole Yoel. That's the name of that angel.
Yoleo, Angel Yoleo. Yeah. Beautiful.
That is another of the seraphim, the highest order of angels, and those angels are closest to the pure light of God. And a lot of people think that they're there to protect God from us, but they're there to protect us from Him, because I say Him, from that energy, the pureness and the intensity of that energy, nothing that is materially put together can really withstand that.
Right.
So those angels are there to serve God and to let that energy filter down into ways that we can be in and experience without dying, which is always a really good thing. Yeah, I want to read the reading for this particular angel.
Okay, and that's what, page 2, next page?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, you have the manual separately, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the kind of the definition.
Enough is enough. The sludge of dissatisfaction has coded you for too long. You're ready to flip it and make whatever changes needed to overhaul the whole thing. And if you think about the context of what this day is about, the whole 11/11 thing, that's absolutely perfect. Let go of the restricting beliefs that limit the limitless you. The discovery of your ultimate potential is in your grasp. Seize that moment with all you have. It's what we just did. Oh my goodness. The vital energy to explore your new world is there for you. Taking the empty-handed leap into the void is never easy. Leaving behind the past and the things you've used to define you can really rock your world. Stay the course and give it your all. Be balanced and in tune with the energy world, and you will begin to feed yourself, see yourself emerging from your imprisonment. You reclaim so much energy and joy. The waves of wonder and awe wash over you. Face the fear of the unknown. Look it right in the eye. Embrace those emotions, for they are the fertile soil for new life. Swim in the energetic ocean and enjoy your new freedom.
Totally.
Woohoo.
I love it. I love it. And then we have
the helping God. That's the particular name. That's what those three letters name, and that those three letters mean. And that's the aspect of God that this particular angel is, the helping God.
Wow. So you had asked me to take a look at some of the Hebrew symbols since they were kind of calling out to me, and I did a little bit of research. I think I found, I don't know if this is the right image. Yes, it is. I found this image of an amulet, which is kind of, it's very interesting because I remember I had a bunch of these amulets like when I was younger. I'm talking 25 years, 30 years ago, and I didn't really know anything about what they meant. I just thought they were cool amulets, you know. And I probably have, I'm sure I have at least one of these tucked away somewhere, like in a box, you know, that I just saved because I'm like, oh, why would I throw this out? This is a cool necklace. I may wear it, you know, occasionally wear jewelry and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see which angel or what it is that I have, because it's most likely the same kind of thing. But Brian was talking about, you know, for me, it was over a vacation. I went to California to my nephew's bar mitzvah. I was raised in a Jewish family. Right now, I'm not really, you know, totally religious. I certainly respect the traditions of my family and Judaism and that kind of stuff, and even religion, you know, in its pure form, not the form that it takes today. But I noticed that they had the prayers where they were putting them up on the walls, like in a projection, so you could see the Hebrew letters and like an English phonetic translation along with it. And I started to remember very easily, you know, the connection between the symbols, the Hebrew symbols, and the English language, and what they represented. And so Brian kind of asked me to take a look at that. And here is up in the corner here is actually like what I saw as a more correct Yalel, right? So you've got a Yud, which is a Y sound, and then the I forget the name of this character. This is the L sound, and then this is the kind of the L, so it's Yalel, and that made more sense to me. I almost saw it in English, right? It's like when you're familiar with language and symbols and what they mean, and it really made an impact on me, because I'm like, wow, this is how Brian sees numerology and numbers and even tarot cards. You know, entire tarot cards have these meanings of like just symbols. You know, it's like it's a thing. And then I saw another interesting thing today. Just the term, it was in a silly app on a game on my phone, making connections. The game's called Connections, and the term was unit of language. So they had 4 different words. One was word, one was letter, one was sentence, and it was how do these go together? And the way they went together was they're a unit of language. And I thought that was a really interesting term in itself, right? And then what it was showing me, and it's all related to this very moment right here, which is very cool, which is like, I think that's just really awesome. And then Brian, I also found this chart, which I thought was pretty cool, which you may have in your book, but I found this, which was like all the angels. So we did last week, the angel 1, it goes from left to left, right to left. So angel 1, and then here we are at Yalel, the symbol that's on Brian's card is right there. And then I found this. I don't know what this is. I just figured maybe Brian can tell me something about this chart, but I don't know, because it had a combination of kind of like the Hebrew and then also like some astrological stuff, I thought, and then some of these symbologies.
Do you know what any of that means?
I don't, and I was hoping you did. I hope you can tell us.
No, that's not my chart. Your chart.
So I guess that's my assignment for next week.
I don't want you to show up with questions, man.
All right, no, that's it, dude. I'll take it. The challenge is mine. So next week we'll take a look at this chart and
like talk about like every one of the Hebrew letters. It's not just a letter. It's not just a
right. That's kind of what this chart represents.
Every one of the Hebrew letters is live and means something. So let's get into those. That's where I really wanted to go with that. There's a million charts out there, dude.
Awesome. Let's do it. No, I was really excited about even just touching the surface of the dirt of this, you know, what you asked me to do. So I appreciate you setting me off. And you know, honestly, you know, I feel like something kind of, you know, a little on the sidetrack is, you know, for me, meditation practices and just kind of getting into the simplest of practices like a meditation is really dependent on, I think, for me, it was group meditation. It was tough, but when I found the right person and connected, it was magic. And dude, we're already connected, and that was the instant you started. Like I felt what was happening, you know, like it was.
I always feel better with group versus myself. Maybe that has a lot to do with just being like a newbie in meditation, you know, just like I haven't been able to just get myself to do that on a regular basis. But when it comes to like being in a group, it just motivates me so much more. And then like bouncing off everybody else's energy just really makes everything so palpable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I've done a bunch too through Zoom. Like I have a friend who does Reiki, and he recently moved to California. So we sometimes do Reiki sessions over Zoom. And honestly, like it's about holding space. You don't have to be in the same space to be in the same space, you know, So that's something that I for people who are skeptical about, like, oh, is it going to work if it's Zoom? Like, I mean, if you have that attitude, it's not going to work if you're in their face, you know?
Right. But that's I got to express some gratitude, Brian, for just being in the presence of somebody who has such an understanding of that and can do what you did, because I felt that, man, right across the country, man. That was really amazing, you know?
You were saying, when you told us to be concise about what we were asking for to put it in the shoot in the portal, and then you said 2 lines, and I'm like trying to remember them, but basically what you had said was like had summed up exactly what I was trying to say. I mean, like, and it was funny. I was like, oh, okay, well, yes, thank you.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
You did something where like that I want to harvest all the creativity of my potential or something like that. And I was like, yes, that's what I wanted to also put out there. Yes.
Totally.
We are creative beings with such unlimited potential, and we just are like scratching the surface just as Grace comes in and says, unlimited.
Yes, amazing.
You know, Grace and I hope I'm not like speaking out of turn, but like we found so many synchronicities with ourselves. Like she has the same birth angel I have. Like I started talking to her about, I had a blast talking to somebody that like knows cards and astrology, and we just went off on it. And it turns out that I started to give her, oh yeah, let me do a number chart for you, and she goes, well, I learned numerology from Dusty Bunker and Faith Javane, which is the exact oh man, I gave it away. Anyway, we're like, I've never heard anyone else recommend that book to me. Like in all these years, I got that book in my 20s, and it's been my like cornerstone for numerology forever, you know. And there's so many other different numerology systems out there that the likelihood that
freaking
someone would go, So, and the Joseph Campbell thing, it was just there's just a lot of really miraculous things happening right now. You know, I told you I underwent a really significant change a few months back.
Mhm.
And I've noticed that, like, oh man, things that were blocking, like I'm getting the wind in my sail instead of the wind pushing against me. And so,
Right.
that's
You
really,
know, another real cool synchronicity I feel like is one of the things I've noticed as far as myself goes for my life was the ability to connect people, right? So in other words, I would just bring two people together in a random situation and somehow they would connect and kind of go off and create their own other tangent, you know what I mean? And I never, again, I don't want to take credit for it, right? But I realized it just happened a lot, and it was something that, you know, I definitely was part of that conduit, right? And now with this situation we're talking about, like, Brian, I've brought so many people into your life, you've brought so many people into my life that we've connected with, and I'm so excited that you've connected that way with Grace. That's amazing.
so I would love to do a live reading for you if you would be interested, Heaven.
Yes, please. I would love that.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'd also like to throw it out to the crowd at large. If anybody's out there that wants a little live reading, we still got about 20 minutes left. So, you know, there's time for that if you're interested. I love doing them. And I love finding, like, when I wind up doing in this space, when I wind up doing a reading for a particular person that asked for it, it seems like it has like to everybody.
Multiple recipients. Yeah,
which is really
totally.
crazy. So if you don't, you know, I can, what I would, was going to do would just be like words of wisdom for Heaven, or I can, if you have a specific question, or something you really want to know about, we can ask about that too.
I would love to hear your general words and what's calling to you, what's coming in through you.
All right, let me get a good shuffle here and we will do it.
Awesome.
Yay.
Again, for anybody out there just tuning in or coming across this, this is the Angel Channel, and here we go.
Words of wisdom. Number 17, the angel of revelation.
All right, let me get that out.
Picked an intense.
Yeah, I'm going to get it up. But
yeah, this is kind of an intense one, kiddo.
Yeah.
You feel betrayed by your trusted friends, disillusioned. Your false vision in a spiritual matter is crumbling. You feel as if you've been stabbed in the back. These feelings are creating extreme depression and a deep sense of loss. A new dawn always arises, bringing with it hope for a better day. Let go of your fears. They led you to this negative thinking. It's your self-created prophecy that would not work out, that things would not work out. Give yourself the right to give up if you need to. Lose the untrustworthy friends and abandon this broken project. Stop fighting those losing battles. Surrender and face your fears head on, and you will discover something wonderful has happened. You are free. You discovered that the monster you fear isn't half as bad as you think it is. Broaden your thinking. Your life is not over. Use your imagination and visualize your best life, which we just did. Every vision is an illusion until you make it real. Your reality is dependent on your point of view. Oh my God. I wish Helen heard that. A lot. Alter your mind. You immediately alter your reality. What you think, you become.
Yes.
You know what? And that's so funny, Brian, because that's exactly the rhetoric that I try to tell her all the time. And I mean, not to call it rhetoric, but that's the message that I try to give her all the time. Like, listen, you're giving it power just by saying it out loud. Like, how about you think it for a second, even type it in the box, but delete it. Don't put it out there. Like, don't give it the power. And it's perfect, Brian.
Could you put the words back up?
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's funny, because in the beginning I was like,
Well, hold on a second.
feeling the betrayed by friends and stuff. I was like, honestly, this isn't me now. This was me. This was me. This was me like a while ago, putting a lot of trust into people, thinking they had like my best interest, but really like, so I'm reading this book. It's called The Big Leap. It's about the everybody has an upper limit problem. So like when you start getting really successful, then all of a sudden you do something to fuck it up. Like you like go on a bender, or you fight with your wife, or you know what I mean? So it's like lost my point about that.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, that happens. But in my journey of like understanding what those things are, it's like also understanding that like you have to move where you are in order to get the things that you want. That wasn't the point, but I'm like, that was
true though, still true,
but in other ways. Wait, could you put the words back up again?
Yeah.
Sorry. So that was really interesting about, because I had been there, you know, despair, depression, sense of loss. But then I feel this when it goes, then there's a new day. The new day is coming. Just, you know, lose the friends and abandon the broken projects. That's definitely things that I had to do in order to get where I am now, which is free. Not understanding that the monster that I think is so bad is not actually so bad. Like, I recently found out that my sin is gluttony. I'm a huge glutton. I like, whether it's like good food or like the drinking or like wanting so much of a good time. And so for me, with everything that I'm doing right now, is just living in this beautiful like middle path. And also looking at my monster and being like, it's okay, like we're friends, we could be friends, like I can integrate you, and like my shadow is just as much a part of me as my light. And
you know, making friends with your shadow is the best thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I like bringing back this monster in and being like, you could, it's not like you didn't throw away the monster, it's just the monster is actually just not as bad as
you can never get rid of the shadow. The shadow is part of who you are.
Yeah.
It's in but you just kind of put it in the shadows. You just like let it be the shadow, you know what I mean? It's not the main part of you, which is what
but it should be part of the main part of you. It isn't just something to like. I disagree with that 100%.
Okay.
I think that like that was the whole gig about the Red Book journey for me. Carl Jung wrote this book called The Red Book. He like disappeared from the public practice for like 3 years and found his own magic. That's where he really began to be a magician. And during that time, he devised this this journey into his subconscious using meditation and trance. And he went and like met everything down there. And because, you know, the devil, like he was a Catholic kid, you know, and in his time, you know, everything was about religion. So he had all those weird icons of, you know, all the weird sins and the devil, and like he went and made peace with all of that. And having that come back, and now not just being like your conscious brain is up here doing all this, it's using all the pieces of it once, it goes, I want this to happen. But unless you've like resolved your connection to your shadow is still down here running amok, doing whatever the hell it wants to do, which most of the time is in conflict with what your intellect is asking for. So once those two things come together, and like ignoring it
make a whole. No, it makes a whole. Yeah, that is kind of what I was saying. It is a part of the whole. I'm not saying that it's, you know, you turn it off or anything. I'm just saying that it's not.
Well, I don't want to put it over here. I want it right here.
All right. Yeah. Rihanna's song, I Made Friends with the Monsters Under My Bed, Grace is singing.
Yes, that's a good song.
I love the way Grace always, like, music comes in her head when she's thinking of these concepts. Like she hears music. Yeah. That's awesome.
I totally relate.
So you know what? We did not actually. Brian mentioned that we opened the show with your video, but we didn't. We opened the show with the video a few times without you because we love it so much. and because it just and it it just
Yeah, I told her this is the third time we've done it.
the video that Brian made really has lots of angel energy
Love
in
it.
it, and angel messages. So I would love to play that. Do you want to play that to
Well, no,
close
I
the show?
I would like to take a look at some of the new angel pictures that just
Okay, great, cool. We could do that too. I love the fact that we could do whatever we want to do.
Yep, we create it.
Let's do that. Let's do that now. So,
hey, and Heather, like I did it again.
Heather, oh,
I am brain dead, man. I thought I would make it the whole show and not fuck up. I don't know why I have this like tick about that. Anyway, I don't know that we'll have time to do this while you're here. I know you got a lot to do, but I would love to shoot a video with you.
I know.
One of your songs. Well. You got to send me the song.
Everybody send energy to these guys that they are able to collaborate when they're together.
You got to send me a song.
I do. I'm gonna look up some more. I have a bunch more since we last talked. Probably like 10 more since we last talked. So
we're running out of time, baby. You'll be here next week.
I know. I could definitely do it like by the end of either today or tomorrow.
even some light painting photo sessions would be amazing.
I would love that too. That'd be so fun.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So
also when I'm there, I don't even know the venue. I'm blanking on it, but I'll send you all the info after. But I think I'm on Wednesday. I'm performing.
That'd be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's not this week. We have time. Next week we can promote that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And we shall.
So after we did the description of the different kinds of angels last week, the seraphim are the first order of angels, and they have a classical description that's kind of like these 3 interconnected circles that almost look like an infinity symbol with an extra circle in the middle with wings coming off of each of those. So I made my first attempt at actually trying to light paint that.
Wow.
Yeah, these are some,
and these were just some
the colors in this one.
Yeah. Really.
It reminds me also of like an apple.
Say again?
It looks like an apple to me.
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
It's just a fiber optics brush in the dark.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. For me, I'm drawing like apple.
Right. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you see the kind of the symbol of an apple and kind of what's inside, the energy inside of the apple.
Inside those the white kind of triangular things on either side of the little center circle, if you look, there are eyeballs in there.
I totally saw that too.
Yeah, you know what I see? It's so great that we all kind of have these visions. I see this is a guy's face looking up, right? He's got long hair, and these are his hands, and he's holding out like this, and he's got these wings on him. You know what I mean? Like he's got a robe. Yeah. It's like it could be a Christ figure or whatever, right? I mean, it's right here in the center. You could see it. I see it anyway. I think that's awesome. Amazing. And I was telling Brian earlier how I like that he's started to take them and combine them and do some really cool things and kind of evolve the whole genre that he's kind of created. Look at that.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh my God. What I love about these is when you put them on, they strike you right away. You're just like, whoa, what the, and it's like the angel is calling you, looking at you.
The thrones, when they show up, they kind of come in human form in armor. And I love the shield looking thing, the light.
Wow, yeah. Wow, yeah, this next one too is very look at this. Holy moly. Wow. Oh, Brian. Very cool. I think I've actually found one where I'm like, I need a print of this hanging in my house.
Yeah.
Not that I don't say that with all of them, but this one is specifically calling out to me. These are really incredible. Tammy is saying, dang, I saw a pelvic. Or she saw like a pelvic bone. I think I kind of saw that too in one of these. But I was waiting for someone else to say, "Oh my God, look at this next one!" Wow, Brian. Whew.
Wow.
You're really, really like. I mean, these are crazy. Rick says these are incredible. Grace says beautiful work.
This one reminds me of like a shaman.
Yeah. Ooh, I could see that.
like the blue part in the middle and the top is like the head, and then like the top part is like
ooh, I totally see that. Like almost like, let's see, like almost like this is a headdress, right? And then like this is the mouth. Ooh, hold on, it opened up in Photoshop. You guys don't see that. Yeah, this is I love the way, and we talked about this when we did the Fool's Journey, how the images can, depending on where you're at the moment, will kind of determine the things that come through. But I love when I see very like almost like very cultural headdresses and things like that in Brian's work. So that's kind of, I can kind of see that happening there. And this one's awesome. This is what I was talking about, where he's starting to.
Yeah, that's the one of the seraphim. Yeah. With that center, those three. Yeah. Now here's a curious thing that I came to. I don't know what this means, if it means anything, but the Shem HaMephorash is made by 3 separate chapters out of, or verses out of Exodus 17, 18, and 19. Those verses are 72 characters long. So each of the, and then you take the first character of the first line, the last character of the second line, and the first character of the third line, and that's how those 3-letter names are built. So I'm like looking at this, and I was doing a little doodle, like trying to figure out how I was going to attempt to do the light painting. And I realized, and I set it up, I was drawing it next to this little diagram of the Shem HaMephorash. And I believe that each of those verses is connected to each one of those spheres. So like the top sphere would be connected to 17, the middle sphere would be connected to 18, and the last sphere would be connected to 19. And I believe that's correct on all of the indications I've gotten. Yeah, I don't know what that means yet, but it like rang the bell in my solar plexus.
Yeah,
this is
important. That's amazing. That's incredible. So let's move on to one. Wow.
Yeah, I love this one.
These are beautiful, man. It's just such incredible work. I also just love being a part of the journey and seeing you kind of your evolution, as these things kind of have grown and changed. These are just.
I love the fact that they look like they're in motion.
Yeah. Oh, incredible. Incredible. I mean, they take on the essence of light beings. There's really,
Well, I channeled angels before I did them. Yeah. They were painting as much as I was.
Yeah.
This one's is like this, I feel like.
Yeah. I see a lot of that too in a lot of the work, like different poses and like really very graceful, humanoid kind of, representations. I mean, this is just phenomenal. Oh, and we're moving into a different color zone on this next one coming up.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the wings a little more in a diaphanous mode than straight up.
Than feathers. Right. Totally. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
This one, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And you've been active with these on the light painting groups, I hope, right? And
these got done last night, so I've just they just are hot off the press right before
off the press, folks. You guys are getting an exclusive first peek.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to paint an angel every week.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's a great goal.
I love it. Wow, look at this one. This one, I can see a huge face right here in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. See here. Okay, so these, I was also talking to you, Brian, earlier about these, the ones that are not necessarily even manipulated.
Right. Those are the ones before I mirrored them.
These are, oh my God, these are beautiful, because I feel like I see the form here in the center. I see the angel, whether it's human or not. I feel like that's
energy construct.
Totally amazing. Oh my God, so phenomenal. Look at this one. Holy moly! Wow.
Ooh, this one I like a lot.
This is just amazing, right? Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, what could you can't even. Language doesn't even do it justice.
Really nice.
I talk about that all the time. Language is such a trap, and it's like I don't even want to start to try to describe these because I feel like it just doesn't. No, look at this. Holy
wow. I love these without being mirrored.
me too. Me too. You know, and that's the thing about Brian. He's so like layered. He's so multi-dimensional. Like even at the like this is. I can't even talk about Brian in English. It's crazy. It's really crazy. All right, we've got one more.
Okay.
And then
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the unmirrored seraphim.
With the
Which I
fire.
kind of like better, actually.
that's beautiful, dude.
Wow.
That is effing out of control.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Heaven. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, like, the ones that aren't mirrored, it just gives it a different type of direction.
Yeah, exactly. Almost
Versus
like
I guess the mirrored ones, it's more like forward is the direction, but I kind of like it to be like off screen a little bit, like looking towards.
Well, you know what? Interesting. It's almost like the mirrored one is behind the scenes, the model, and then the mirrored ones are the artwork, the photo. You know what I mean? But these are the actual model. I mean, these are phenomenal. There's so much volume and space, and like. Again,
it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, amazing, man, amazing.
Well, we made it.
We made it. Not only did we make it, we killed it. This was an amazing episode and conversation and energy. Thank you guys who are here for being here and sharing your energy with us.
So before we say goodbye, let me close out the space and send everyone on their way.
Do you want me to, after you close it out, you want me to play the video, or
sure, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Play out the video and let people.
Kevin, thank you so much for being with us, and I can't wait to see you next.
Yes.
Yes, we will definitely have you back
for sure.
As much as you want to be.
Yeah.
We give you our thanks, and we send you our unconditional, unlimited love. And we close this sacred space and thank you for your presence among us. And we look forward to sharing with you again. See you next week.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next week. Cool.
The thrill. I've opened my eyes to the thrilling, fulfilling, spangilling, unwritten stuff. It's no surprise that I've been killing and killing and killing and killing it. How you feeling? Feeling the groove. Am I making you move? Baby, come, how about this ride? There's nowhere that we can't fly, nowhere that we can. I just had all this excitement, release all my cause of lightning. I just had all this excitement, release all my. I just had all this excitement, let it happen, I'll fight it. Release all my cause of lightning. I spent so much time in the beginning, tried dimming myself, such a pity, right? I don't compromise. No, I can't stop winning and winning and winning and winning life. How you feeling? Feeling the groove. Am I making you There's nowhere